AITA for telling a mom that if her kid dies, it's on her. I, 25F, work in a stable. On Saturday mornings, we have beginner groups for kids that want to start riding. Them and their parents gather for about 1.5 hours every Saturday. When the kids have their first lesson, I teach them the first 3 rules that must be followed at all times. 1. No running in the stables / around the horses. 2. No screaming in the stables. 3. Never ever walk up / stand behind a horse. This new group had their 3rd lesson today. Usually the kiddos are really good at following the rules and listen to what I say. If they don't, their parents usually step up and get them to behave. But I have this one boy who's been a problem since day 1. He's loud, he runs, and he's very disruptive. After the first lesson, I pulled his mother aside and asked that she help keep him calm, and if he's not listening to me, it would be very helpful if she told him off. I guess she didn't listen, as last week we had the same issues. This time I told him that if he didn't listen to me, he would not get to ride the horses. He threw a tantrum. She didn't help. Today I was dreading teaching him, and I don't know if my patience is wearing thin, or if he was worse than usual, but it was driving me crazy. At one point, he's bolting full speed ahead towards a horse facing away from him. Before he can get too close, I managed to grab his arm and pull him to a stop. I guess I grabbed him a little hard because he yelled. His mother storms up to me and grabs her son and tells me not to touch him, and how dare I do this to him. I tell her he's a danger to himself and others. She disagrees and argues with me, and at this point, I'm fed up and tell her that if he dies in this stable because he scares a horse, it would be on her. She's furious and grabs her son and storms off. The other parents seem relieved about the fact that he's probably not coming back, but when I tell a friend about this, she calls me fucking psycho for saying that to a mom. AITA? Update. I wasn't gonna post an update, but I've been asked for one, and I feel like this is crazy enough to warrant an update, lol, so here we are. My post got removed BC, the mods are a holies. The Monday after it all went down, my boss / the manager of the stable got a call from the mom. She was furious, demanded her money back for the 3 lessons, etc., etc. I had explained everything to my boss before, so she told the mom that she wouldn't get her money back as she had agreed to this when she signed her son up for lessons. She also told her that since her son was a danger, not only to himself but to others, that he wasn't welcome back. The mom went bats hit and yelled a bunch of obscenities before hanging up. A calm 2 weeks followed before shit hit the fan. The first thing that happened was that we arrived to the stable in the morning to find all the ponies had gotten out of their pasture. The ponies are free range. Basically, they are outside 24/7. Somehow they had escaped and were thankfully just grazing up in the forest close to the stable. We thought that maybe a wild animal had gotten into the pasture and spooked them. A moose maybe? Whilst we usually don't have wolves around here, they have been seen close by, so it's not impossible. We checked the fence and fixed it, and all was well. Didn't think much about it. Until it escalated. One night a couple of days later, I get a call that the outhouse the ponies usually sleep in was on fucking fire. It was so scary. Thankfully, they were not in the house when this happened, but someone wanted to hurt them. You can't see anything in the pasture at night, so you couldn't see that they were outside. That day we bought cameras and notified the police, of course, but they couldn't do much. They told us it was probably some kids doing it, as there have been fires set in dumpsters and a garden shed recently. We installed the cameras and took turns staying in the stable at night. Nothing really happened for a week and a half, so we stopped staying there. A few days later, I arrive in the morning to find cuts on some of the horses. Someone had come into the stable at night and fucking hurt the horses. I called my colleagues and the police, and when we watched the camera footage, there was a man seen entering and exiting the stable. Fucking guess what? It was the husband of the crazy mom. The police arrested him, so hopefully they both get what's coming to them. It's been a crazy few weeks and I'm quite tired. But I'm okay, and the horses are on their way to okay now as well. Like and follow for more stories.